So, Ultimate Warrior definitely was a legend. I think it's safe to say that he would be, when you think of his rivalries with Hogan, the WrestleMania 6 match, and then you think of his rivalries with the Macho King, Randy Savage, when he was a bad guy leading into their big match at WrestleMania 7 in 1991. And then you look at his rivalries with Jake the Snake Roberts and The Undertaker from mid-91, and his big situations with Sid Justice and Papa Shango, and his rivalries. And when he came back in '96, he came back to WWF, and he went in big rivalry with Goldust and Jerry the King Lawler and Hunter Hearst Helmsley, WrestleMania 12, which was a bad match, but it was good to see him back, and he done a squash match like that. But Triple H took him back. It was thanks to Triple H that he's come back for the Hall of Fame. He then came into WCW in 1998, and where he had a rivalry with Hulk Hogan and done the return match, and that wasn't great. He teamed up with his old partner from the USWA, who was Sting. Of course, Warrior started out in his wrestling career down in the South, down in Memphis, with the UWF, with the Stinger. They were known as the Blade Runners, and then of course he moved to WCCW, where he became known as the Dingo Warrior, and then he went on up to the WWF, and he became known as the Ultimate Warrior. He was a very good wrestler. I think I talked earlier about the steroid abuse and stuff. There's been a trend over the years, the last 15 years, and the last 25 years even. There has been an unbelievable trend of people dying from steroid-related illness and steroid-related diseases and stuff. Very, very sad. I think the Warrior is an example of this, and it's hard to know what way the post-mortem will go. There will be an autopsy or post-mortem in the next while. I don't know how long that'll take to, but I think that story that we heard is pretty clear. There has been tweets coming in from different wrestlers on the internet, and there has been a lot of tributes, including from people like Hulk Hogan, Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, people who would have had bad things to say about the Warrior as a person in the past, but they are now just happy that they kind of got to meet him once again at the WrestleMania weekend and stuff. And also you have people like Kevin Nash, who they had a war of words on YouTube. They challenged each other and stuff to meet at a mutual ground kind of territory and have a wrestling match. But I think it was all big talk, because Nash tweeted that he was happy that he got to embrace him and shake hands and have a hug and that at the Hall of Fame and whatnot. But it's really it's interesting. The whole thing is very interesting. I think definitely the Warrior is definitely one of my top favourites of all time. Always, probably even more so than Hulk Hogan, I would say. As a young child, I would have been big into the Ultimate Warrior. The excitement levels just rise to the top whenever the Warrior came out. I think it's safe to say he was the most intense and the maddest of all the wrestlers. But it's hard to know, isn't it? I'm really saddened when it's not a personal thing. I don't look at that bad. But as I think, and as one of the internet wrestling community, as in ways it did when he passed away 3 years ago. It's very, very saddened to hear that about somebody I idolized throughout his career, and very equally, if not more intense, the Warrior. Very 54 years of age, and not too old. Someone that could have had at least 20 more years of happy family life until he passed. But because of his history, things, if this is the death, what they're saying, heart attack, and that, chances are it's about his past lifestyles and stuff. Because at the end of the day, he wasn't heavy, he wasn't in any shape that could cause him. He's a very healthy, fit man at the end of the day. He really looked good, but that doesn't always matter. You know, people say this, but it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, it's all about, a lot of people believe that everyone's got a time and that's it. I personally believe that everybody's got a time. Biology does help it. You know, diet definitely helps your cause, like, but I do believe that everybody's got their time to go, and that's the way it is. And it's sad to hear about the Ultimate Warrior, and sad to hear about Jim Hellwig, and very sad, you know, for his family. He brought up his 2 young girls, and his wife was there, and his mother was there in the audience at the Hall of Fame ceremony, and I thought that was very touching, a very touching moment. That's someone's life, that's them speaking from the heart, and that's what he done. And he was always a straight shooter. A lot of his videos on YouTube were always very to the point, and him and Hulk Hogan didn't get on too well in their YouTube situations and stuff. And I think I'm just going to have to leave it at that, folks, and say that Ultimate Warrior, rest in peace, buddy, and hope you get to shake them gates up there in your way in. So, okay, it's been the Coaster here. R.I.P. Ultimate Warrior. Godspeed. I'm out of here. Coaster, over and out.